Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Anonymous Sports Talk, where today we're going to be talking about the end to the Premier League season. Obviously, there's a lot of topics to go through. Who's going to win the league? Who's going to finish top four? Who's going to stay up? Who's going to get relegated? There's other stories about, for example, who's going to make the top 10. Europa League still up for grabs with Man U and West Ham. But really, it's about these three areas. Win the league, top four, and who's going to survive, who's going to get relegated. So that's what we're going to focus on today, starting obviously with the big one, which is the top of the table, Man City and Liverpool. Obviously, it's all in Man City's hands, really. They're going to this game at the top of the table. They're above Liverpool on points. They have a better goal difference than Liverpool. So you'd expect them, with it being in their hands, to get the job done. Their game is against an Aston Villa side who, obviously, the narrative is there. Steven Gerrard, ex-Liverpool player. Philippe Coutinho, ex-Liverpool player as well. Obviously, Gerrard as the manager now. Is he going to do Liverpool a favour? Man City, this is just, it's one more win. That's all they need. One more win against this Villa team that will be motivated from their players to their manager to go to the Etihad and get a result. Obviously, Man City have the advantage in terms of they're in the lead. They're at the top. Their game is at the Etihad, so it's at home. So you'd expect them to go and get the job done. However, it will still be a tough game. But you'd think they're going to get over the line, especially after the long season they've had. This is actually the only trophy they can win this season. And they don't want to finish the season trophyless because that paints a bad picture on the season. However, they still can because of Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool have had a fantastic season. They're on course for a historic quadruple, having won the Carabao Cup and also having won the FA Cup. And they obviously play at home against Wolves. Again, you'd expect them to beat Wolves and to win this game. But the only issue is that it's not in their hands. A win isn't enough. They need a win and a favour from Steven Gerrard and Aston Villa and Philippe Coutinho. However, even if they fail to win this title, I think again it's still been a really good season from them. They've pushed Man City as hard and as much as they could really. In most of the years, most of the eras, Liverpool have a lot more Premier League titles. But what they've done, what they've given themselves after that win against Southampton, the 2-1 win in midweek, they've given themselves a chance. They've given themselves hope to be able to come out on top and win the title, assuming Man City slip up in any way against Villa. But on Liverpool side, they still have to beat Wolves. They still have to come home to Anfield and put on a performance and get the win against Wolves. Now, in terms of how I see this going, this final set of fixtures, as tough as I think it would be for Man City, especially against a motivated Steven Gerrard and Aston Villa, I think being at home, yes, they would have been disappointed with last week's result away to West Ham, dropping 2 points and drawing 2-2. However, they did come from 2 goals down and showed a champion's type of mentality. So I think Man City beat Aston Villa. I think maybe I could see a 2-0 happening or a 3-1. I think Man City are going to be on it from the beginning. On the other hand, I do think Liverpool will beat Wolves, as good a team as Wolves are. And they don't really have much to fight for Wolves. So I think Liverpool will get the job done and beat Wolves at Anfield. But it won't be enough because I think Man City are going to be able to get over Aston Villa. And ultimately, I think Man City are going to be crowned champions. They're going to defend their title. And it's going to be, I think, 4 title wins in the last 5 years, which is a phenomenal achievement. So I'm going to give the edge to Man City. And I believe Man City will come out on top in this. Now, there's also the battle in terms of top 4. And that's between Tottenham with Antonio Conte at the helm. They're obviously in a fantastic position now, Tottenham. In terms of the final game is against a team at the bottom of the table, Norwich, already relegated. You'd expect Tottenham to go there and win. However, they do have a history, Tottenham, as Chiellini alluded to. In terms of the big moments, they do stumble. So you'd expect surely not in this game they won't stumble after all they've gone through, beating Arsenal at home 3-0, a fantastic performance and fantastic result, and then going on to beat Burnley 1-0, a Burnley team that's fighting for their lives. They've given themselves a chance and now it's in their hands, and all they need is even a point would be enough because of that, not just their superior points to Arsenal, but their superior goal defense. With Heung-Min going for the title of the top scorer award, you'd think that he's going to be completely up for it. Harry Kane is on good form right now. Kulusevski, Lucas Moura. They have enough talent, Tottenham, to be able to get over the line this top 4 battle against, obviously, the team that could get past them, really, and that's Arsenal. Arsenal had it in their hands for the longest time. However, a set of disappointing results recently, and even going further back, have really dampened their chances because after that period where they lost to Crystal Palace, they lost to Brighton, they lost to Southampton, and they were losing that battle. They bounced back. They beat Chelsea. They beat Man United. But then they went on recently. They lost to Spurs away 3-0. They went to Newcastle and surprisingly put in a really poor performance, losing 2-0. and now it's no longer in their hands. They can only cross their fingers and hope that Norwich do them a favour and beat Spurs at home. But even from Arsenal's point of view, they still have to beat Everton. Luckily, there's an Everton side that have already guaranteed their safety after their 3-2 win against Crystal Palace, their comeback win from 2-0 down. So maybe they're a bit more relaxed. So, but Arsenal still have to win. That's all they can do. It's similar to Liverpool, really. It's not in their hands, so they only get to do what they can do, and that's try to go and at home with their fans on their side, beat Everton. In terms of my prediction, how I see this going, as much as you think Tottenham surely cannot, they can't drop this. This is their chance. This is what they fought for. Stranger things have happened in the league. Stranger things have happened with Tottenham. In terms of falling at the last hurdle, tripping up when it's in their hands and it's their chance to get the job done. But I'm going to give Tottenham the win simply because the talent they have with Conte at the helm, Kane and Son, Kulusevski, like I mentioned, Lucas Moura, against a Norwich team that's had a really bad season. They've been really poor, Norwich. You'd think Tottenham would get it done, and I'm going to say Tottenham qualify for the top 4. They're going to finish in 4th position, and Arsenal unfortunately miss out, and it's going to be Europa League. I still think Arsenal will beat Everton at home. However, I'm going to go for Tottenham even, honestly, 4 or 5-0 against Norwich. And Arsenal, I'd say a high-scoring game as well, maybe 3-2 against Everton. Now, on the other hand, the final talking point we have today, after the champions being Man City, in my opinion, who's going to finish top 4. I've gone Tottenham. It's about the relegation battle. That's Burnley and Leeds. With Burnley, they're also in a good position, you'd say, because, again, it's in their hands, just like Man City, just like Spurs. That's exactly where you want to be. You want it to be in your hands. You want to decide your own fate. And that's where Burnley have put themselves after that 1-1 draw against Aston Villa in midweek. They would have loved a win, obviously, but with their superior goal difference to Leeds, it feels like an extra point, that goal difference advantage. So that's exactly where Burnley want to be in terms of going to this final game of the season at home to a Newcastle team who they've also survived. They're going to be fine. They're chasing maybe a top 10 finish, so that may be a motivation. But from Burnley's point of view, they're in a perfect position, really, going to this last game of the season. However, on the flip side, you have Leeds, who need Newcastle to do them a favour against Burnley, but Leeds also have to get the job done on their hand and go out, and they go out their away to Brentford, which will be a tough game. Going away to Brentford has always been difficult for all teams in the league, but for Leeds' point of view, they can only do what they can, like a Liverpool, like an Arsenal, and that's win their game and hope that the other team, their opponents, can do them a favour. Whether or not that will happen, I doubt it, because again, Leeds have some concerns, players being out. Dan James is out. Luke Ayling is obviously out with suspension. So I think it's going to be a really tough task for Leeds to even go and beat Brentford away, because Brentford will still be motivated to finish the season strong, as much as they have nothing more to fight for. In terms of how I see it going, I think Burnley are going to get a job done against Newcastle. I think I could see Burnley getting a win, maybe a 2-1, and Leeds going to Brentford is going to be a tough one. I think the best I can say for Leeds is maybe they draw that game 1-1 or 2-2. So I think ultimately my prediction is Leeds, unfortunately, are going to get relegated. And so those are my opinions, my views for this end of season drama we have coming up, where I think Man City are going to win the league. Liverpool, unfortunately, missing out, coming in second. I think Tottenham are going to qualify for top 4. They're going to finish 4th, and Arsenal, again, sadly, coming in 5th position for the Arsenal fans. And at the bottom of the table, I think Burnley stay up and Leeds, unfortunately, get relegated. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What are your predictions? I'd love to know your predictions in terms of who's going to win, who's going to finish top 4, who's going to stay up, who's going to get relegated. Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate a like. Please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.